You know exactly what you want to say. You rehearse it in the shower. You practice it in the car. You play the conversation over and over in your mind. And you tell yourself, this time I'm going to set the boundary. And then the moment comes and your mind goes blank. Your chest tightens, your throat closes. You smile when you want to say no. You agree when every part of you means no. You leave the conversation angry at them, but even more angry at yourself. If this keeps happening, I want you to hear this. You do not have a boundary problem. You have a nervous system problem. And once you understand that, everything's going to change. In this video, I'm going to show you why boundaries can feel impossible in the moment, what freeze and fawn responses of the nervous system actually do to your voice, and what you need to do to change if you want boundaries to stop feeling terrifying and to start feeling natural. Because the truth is, most people are trying to set boundaries from a body that does not feel safe enough to hold one. And until you understand that, you will keep thinking the problem is a lack of confidence, discipline, communication skills, or a lack of willpower. It's so much deeper than that, though. Hi, if we haven't met, I'm Danielle Rubio, Somatic Trauma Coach, mindfulness teacher, and creator of the Soma Lumos Method. Women around the world have come to me to get out of survival mode and start living purpose, creating legacy from a baseline of ease, steadiness, and peaceful power. So let's get right into this because this is such an important topic for women. This conversation is huge because so many smart, self-aware women are blaming themselves for something that is actually a survival response. So tune in. Give this your full attention because we're going to go super deep here. A lot of people think they struggle with boundaries because they're weak or they're too nice, they're passive, codependent, they're too afraid of conflict, or they're just horrible communicators. That's usually not the full story though, because most people I work with do know what the boundary is. They know I don't want to do that. They know that doesn't work for me. They know I need more space. They know I'm not available for that, or you can't speak to me like that. So the problem isn't lack of insight, of knowing where they want to draw the line, but the problem is that when the moment comes, your body no longer feels like a safe place to say it from. And that is why so many people leave conversations thinking, what is wrong with me? I knew exactly what I wanted to say. Nothing is wrong with you. What is happening is that your nervous system is stepping in before your voice can. And that is such an important distinction because now we are no longer asking, why am I so weak? Or why can't I just do something that simple? Now we are asking a much bigger question. What is my nervous system trying to protect me from? That question changes all of this. Because when boundaries feel impossible in the moment, the issue usually is not a lack of intelligence. It is a lack of safety in the body. So why do boundaries feel unsafe? For a lot of women, boundaries do not just mean I'm expressing a preference. At the body level, boundaries often mean conflict, rejection, disapproval, loss of connection, being misunderstood, being punished, being seen as difficult, being abandoned, being attacked, not being loved. So even if part of you knows this is healthy, another part of your nervous system may be reading the moment as, if I say this, then something bad could happen to me. And when your body thinks self-expression might cost you connection, safety, love, or belonging, it will often choose survival over honesty. That is huge. Because that means the reason you are not speaking up may have very little to do with whether you know the right words to say. And it actually has everything to do with the fact that your body has to learn that boundaries are not risky. So if you have ever felt a shame that something as simple as saying no can feel terrifying, I want you to listen closely. You're not overreacting. Your nervous system may be reacting to more than the current moment. It may be reacting to everything that moment represents. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm famous for saying what's happening right in the moment isn't always about this moment. It's more than often about our childhood. It's more than often about our past. It's more than often about our upbringing. So stay with me because we're getting into the nitty-gritty here, the freeze response and the fawn response. You need to know about it if you have issues with stating your boundaries. The freeze response. Let's go over freeze first. So freeze happens when your nervous system does not believe that fighting or fleeing will work. So instead, it immobilizes. And this is what so many people misunderstand. Freeze is not an agreement. Freeze is not weakness. Freeze is not you being okay with what is happening. Freeze is your body slamming on the brakes. It can look like you go blank, you lose your words, you feel small, suddenly doubting yourself, disconnecting from your anger, you're feeling numb, you feel foggy, heavy, far away, dissociated, smiling on the outside while panicking on the inside. This is why someone can cross the line and you do absolutely nothing in the moment because your body did not feel safe enough to stay online. Your body did not feel safe enough to move. And if you think about it, speech is a form of movement energetically. It's the energy from inside moving out of your body. So it's also a form of movement. So this is why when we freeze, there's often silence. So then later, when the moment is over and the threat has passed, all the words come back, sometimes hours later, sometimes the next day. Now suddenly you know exactly what you wished you had said. And then this makes a lot of people think, I just need to be brave the next time. This isn't the full truth. You do not just need bravery. You need a nervous system that can remain more present in the moment of intensity. So now let's talk about fawn. Fawn is another state of the nervous system that it goes to when it feels alarmed. Your nervous system can go into fawn whenever it's sensing a threat. If the survival strategy becomes appeasing, accommodating, smoothing things over, making sure everyone else is okay, abandoning your truth for connection, the compliments, the giving into what other people want. Examples of this is the woman who says, no worries, I'm fine, whatever works for you. I don't want to make this a big deal. No, it's okay. I'm probably overreacting. When deep down, it is a big deal. Fawn is not the same thing as kindness. Repeat that to yourself. Fawn is not the same thing as kindness. It can look kind, can sound mature, it can even be rewarded. But very often, fawn is fear with a pleasant tone. It is your nervous system learning, if I stay agreeable, low maintenance, and non-threatening, then I'll stay safe. And so you really need to understand that if you think you have a people-pleasing problem, what you really have is a body that learned connection came through self-betrayal. That is painful, I know. And it's also changeable. So let all this land for a moment. Everything I've shared, let this land. Really let it land that all this is changeable. Because once you can see fawn or freeze for what it is, not your personality, not your identity, but a survival response, then you can stop building your healing around shame and start building it around safety. So all we've gone over in this video so far, hopefully is showing you why going over what you want to say is not enough to perfect stating your boundaries. The rehearsal is not going to save you. And this is where so much personal development work is missing the mark. You can't journal about the boundary. You can't script the boundary. You can't rehearse the boundary in the mirror every morning and expect true healing. You can do all these things and you still probably will freeze. Why? Because when the trigger hits, your body's not pulling from your journal entry to determine safety. It is pulling from your conditioning. It is pulling from your old survival mapping. It is pulling from patterns that got wired in through repetition, emotional threat, family dynamics, trauma, chronic stress, and years of learning that certain truths were not safe to speak. So yes, learning better language can help, but language alone isn't enough. Knowing what you want to say isn't enough because boundaries aren't just words, they're a state. A boundary is not powerful because it was written well. A boundary is powerful because your body can remain anchored enough to hold it. And And that's the work. Not just learning what to say, but teaching your nervous system that staying present and self-expression is safer than disappearing. So how did all of this start in the first place? A lot of you are probably asking. And it's important to ask these questions. I don't want to leave rocks unturned in my work with you. I really want you to understand all of this. And then we do all of our practices to get the change happening on the nervous system level. So how did this start? It starts really early on in your life. Maybe you learned that speaking up got you criticized. Maybe having needs made you feel like a burden. Maybe anger wasn't safe in your house. Conflict was constantly happening. You learned that speaking up wasn't okay through some form of punishment for speaking your mind, or you learned that disappearing was safer. Not fighting, not fleeing, disappearing, freezing, dissociating, or fawning, appeasing was the best way for you to stay safe. You learned not to make things harder. You learned do not risk disconnection. So now as an adult, your body may still react to a simple boundaries. It's remembering that you were punished for this before. Even if the current moment is not dangerous, the body can still generalize, right? That your programming, if you've been following me for a while, you know your programming is set pretty much by the time you're 7-8 years old. That is why an email can feel terrifying. That is why sending the text can make your stomach drop. That is why saying that does not work for me is going to feel disproportionately hard. Your nervous system isn't just reacting to this moment. It is reacting to everything this moment represents. And when you understand that, you stop trying to bully yourself into better behavior. You start realizing that what needs healing is not just your communication. It is your sense of safety inside your own body. Healing does not mean you never feel activated again. Healing means that when the old fear rises, it's no longer going to take you over. So the solution is not forcing yourself to perform confidence while your body is in a survival mode. The solution is building the capacity to stay with yourself under relational stress. That means learning how to notice when your body is mobilizing into panic, collapsing into a freeze, or slipping into appeasement. It means becoming skilled at interruption. It means working with the body and not just the mind. It means increasing your nervous system's capacity so that when tension enters the room, you do not instantly lose access to yourself. Boundaries are not powerful because they were written well, understood well. Boundaries are powerful because your body is remaining anchored enough to hold the boundaries. That's the work. So what are we going to do to help ourselves in this situation if we know we freeze and we fawn? Start with, first of all, stop expecting yourself to be eloquent when you're activated. When you're triggered, the goal is not a perfect TED Talk, okay? The goal is to stay connected enough to yourself to interrupt the old pattern. Sometimes the most powerful boundary isn't elegant, it's just simple. It's, I need a moment. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. I'll get back to you. And how about this one? No, short is strong. This feeling that you need to over-explain yourself is coming from the wound. It's not coming from your power. The next thing I want you to remember to help yourself out in a big way is to track your body before you track your wording. So notice your chest, notice if it's tightening, notice if your throat's closing. Are you smiling automatically? Are you rushing to make the other person comfortable? Have you left your body? This awareness is your doorway back into yourself. Next, you can buy yourself some time. So if you start to notice these things in the body and you notice, I think I'm freezing here, stop trying to deliver the full boundary right then and there and use bridge phrases instead. So you might say, let me think about that. I'm not ready to answer right now. Can you give me a second? I'll follow up later. That can be the first rep of breaking the survival pattern, just using these bridge phrases, okay, before you get to the actual boundary. The fourth and final solution that's so critical for you to work with is that I want you to start working with the nervous system outside of the triggering moment. This is where your transformation is actually going to happen, not just in the conversation, but in your training leading up to it. Because if your body only knows how to survive pressure, then pressure will keep running the show. You have to build a new baseline. So I really want you to hear this next part. If you're struggling to hold boundaries in real time, it doesn't mean you're weak. You're not passive. You're not unclear. You're not incapable. Absolutely not. It's just that your body has learned that self-protection is dangerous. And so healing isn't about becoming harsher on yourself. It's about becoming safer inside yourself. Totally different paths. You're not rehearsing harder. You're not shaming yourself more. You're not trying to become someone you're not. You're not trying to become cold or detached. You simply need to follow the instructions above. You need to start teaching your system that you can stay present enough to tell the truth. That is the kind of healing that changes your relationships. That is the kind of healing that's going to change your entire life. So if this has landed with you deeply, it's probably because you've spent some years trying to solve the nervous system wound with mindset alone. You've tried to think your way into safety. You've tried to script your way into confidence. You've tried to force yourself to just speak up. But if your body still reads boundaries as dangerous, insight won't be enough. So I'm driving this home a lot because there's so much noise out there in what heals. So much noise, and you can get so led astray. So you really have to understand your nervous system is queen, and whatever your nervous system deems as dangerous, it's going to respond with a certain state. And no amount of mindset work is going to override this state. So you need a process that helps you rewire the way your system responds. And that's exactly why I created my course, Rewire to Rise. Rewire to Rise is for the person who's tired of knowing what to do and still not being able to do it. Inside this course, we work at the level where real change happens. We work on nervous system regulation, somatic awareness, emotional regulation, the self-trust, restoring safety to the nervous system and the body, and increasing your capacity to stay with yourself when old survival responses get activated. I help you work with the deeper roots of anxiety, stress responses, self-abandonment, and the patterns that keep you stuck in reactions that you intellectually understand but still can't seem to change in the heat of the moment. So if you're ready to stop collapsing, stop over-accommodating, and start relating from a more grounded and powerful version of yourself, I'd love to support you inside this course. And if this video gave language to something you felt for a long time, let me know in the comments. Do you freeze, fawn, or both when it's time to set a boundary? I read all of the comments and I love to hear what is resonating for you, what is helpful, and where you're at. And so if this was helpful, subscribe for more somatic tools for healing, self-trust, and nervous system regulation. And I'll link the course Rewire to Rise in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.